Hi, friends. Dr. Nancy Trimbley here, putting the power and knowledge of your health back in your hands. I have stumbled upon something that is life-changing for a lot of you. When is a food allergy or a food sensitivity not a food sensitivity? Now, this is a broad topic, and I am just learning about it, and I needed to share it with you right away. This is the background. My husband was having a skin condition that wasn't responding. Of course, the medical route said it's dry, put lotion on it, or here's a steroid. No help. And besides that, not asking the question, why? Why is this happening? So, using my step-by-step tenets from Stealth Health, which is just my natural, normal thing to do, the next thing I thought of is, what if you could heal? Who are my resources? So went to Resource, who happens to be a holistic medical doctor, and she was doing an assessment, and she mentioned something about histamine intolerance and SIBO. SIBO stands for small intestine bacterial overload. But what is histamine intolerance? I don't understand. Never heard of that. So now, following the tenets of Stealth Health, I go and try to become my best expert, my own best expert, or in this case, my husband's own best expert, because he's got me right here working for him. So I start to dig, and I stumble upon this concept where there are foods that create histamine. Now, we've all heard of antihistamine. So, if you have a cold or an allergy is making your eyes water and your nose run, you take an antihistamine and it stops the histamine reaction. I didn't know that there were foods that normally create histamine in our gut, and our body has an enzyme that breaks the histamine down. No problem. Well, there's some reasons why some people do not have this enzyme, and that enzyme is called, let me just get this right. It's called diazamine. It's called diamine oxidase. Diamine oxidase. Some people don't have this enzyme, so the histamine remains in their body and creates inflammation in distant places. I'm going to screen share, and I stumbled upon this article. Of course, I didn't stumble, I was digging, honestly. And I wanted to share this with you. I'm going to go here. Yes, there we go. There's a few articles that I came across. One is, these are in PubMed, so you can look these up too. And this one was published in April of 2021, very recently. Histamine intolerance originates in the gut. That's the title of it. And it talks about the DAO, the enzyme diamine oxidase. Next article was published in June, June of 2021. Histamine intolerance. The more we know, the less we know. So this has got to be something new. I love it that they have these illustrations here, and I'm going to share a few of these illustrations. Now, here's the thing, and this is the big stunner, is that if you've been following a low carbohydrate diet, if you're trying to eat more proteins and vegetables and fruits rather than carbs, these foods that you've been eating to do something good for yourself, if you are histamine intolerant, these exact foods are what are triggering the problem with you. These exact foods are causing you to retain weight, to have gut problems, to have headaches, migraines, to have skin conditions, to have sinus problems. Here are the foods, and I will not list all of these. I'll need to write a blog on these because there's a lot of them. But basically, it is canned tuna, it is hard cheeses, it is sausages, it is even soft cheeses. It is tuna. It is salmon. It's tomatoes. Now, sauerkraut and other fermented foods like kombucha. It is spinach. So if you're like me and you're wanting to eat well, you're going to be eating cheese, which has good fats in it. You're going to be eating salmon. You might be eating tuna out of a can. You might be drinking kombucha, thinking you're doing a great thing. Meanwhile, you're just perpetuating your problem. The big stunner for my husband and I was that citrus is a major trigger. So that's lemons, limes, oranges, grapefruit. Stunning. I cannot even tell you how excited I am to learn about this and even more excited to share it with you. And there's a few reasons why this might happen. One of the reasons is that uh, some people are born with this. They are born with this defect. They just don't have this enzyme. Drugs and alcohol, and they don't. The article does not state, as far as what I've seen, and I've just seen the abstract, what types of drugs, over the counter drugs, illegal drugs, prescription drugs. I don't know, but drugs can interfere with this histamine enzyme. Alcohol will interfere. Also, being pregnant can interfere, or other physiological states could be malnutrition, could be cancers as well. Also, like I mentioned early on, the bacteria in the gut, if there's an overgrowth of certain bad bacteria in the gut, that can interfere. And that's where the SIBO, the small intestine bacterial overload, comes in. So what do you do? And what are the symptoms that can be created here? Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you. So the symptoms that people can suffer from are headaches, migraines, dizziness. I have so many people coming into my office lately that have the vertigo and the dizziness. Also, sinus congestion, sinus inflammation, sneezing, difficulty breathing, also rapid heart rate, collapse, meaning fainting, menstrual cramps, and then gastrointestinal disorders like bloating and feeling very full, diarrhea, abdominal pain, constipation, nausea, vomiting. And then here's all the skin conditions, the swelling, the irritation on the skin. That might look like eczema. Then also itching. So, and what's so fascinating is, if you've read my book, Stealth Health, you know the way the medical model works is you go through an algorithm. You present with a symptom, and then whether things test results show up a certain way tells us what pathway we explore next. So here's the algorithm right here on my screen. And first, you want to eliminate other things. You want to eliminate this mastocytosis exclusion. Mastocytosis is too many mast cells, which are a type of immune cell. And if there's too many of them, they cause excess histamine. This IgE mediated food allergy, and in my opinion, this should say IgE and IgG. IgG is the food sensitivity that you and I have talked about on this channel, which is the delayed response, which can cause gut disturbances, skin issues, headaches. So, but we need to eliminate that first. We need to eliminate the fact that you may have a food sensitivity. Also, the other thing that they eliminate in the medical model is any drugs that are interfering. Here's the kicker. This is how you know if you have a histamine um, sensitivity, or a lack of an enzyme to break down histamine. You go on a supplement of the DAO, that's a diamine oxidase. You start on a supplement. That, and if it works, if you feel better in a few weeks, guess what? You have an inability to digest histamine, and you have to look up the histamine creating foods. And also, just to make it even more complicated, there are another set of foods that will add to the problem. So they aid in creating more histamine. Maybe they don't create histamine themselves, but they cause those other foods to create even more histamine. I know, super, super challenging, super fascinating. But once you start taking that enzyme, if that's something that you need, poof, your problems are better nearly instantly. Now, yes, if you are a person that does not have the gene to create the enzyme, you may need to stay on enzymes in for forever, but your problems will be solved. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. I am using, or my husband is using, this histozyme. This is from Amy Myers, MD. She's got a great source. She's a great resource if you're having intestinal gut issues. So that's the enzyme we've been using, Histazyme from Amy Myers. Hi, friends. Just a little interruption here about the supplement for your histamine intolerance, which is DAO. And I had said that the Amy Myers brand is the one I've been getting. Well, the Amy Myers MD brand online changed their formulation. Instead of a capsule, it now is these tiny, tiny little pills, and they are not digestible. So the person I mentioned in the video that noticed overnight success with the former supplement from Amy Myers, it changed to this, and within weeks, everything was back. The sinus congestion, the skin condition, the joint pain, the inflammation. So if you're going to use this one, if you have this one, you have to grind it up. You have to grind it into a powder. So we went out and looked for a different supplement, DAO supplement, and this is the one that we are currently using. Sorry about that. And I'm going to notify Amy Myers, MD, that their new formulation is ineffective. Like I said, hope that helps. Stay stealthy and seek your solutions to unravel your mystery outside of the conventional medical model, because there's so much that can be done. All right, be well. Bye for now.